In the world of Wizard101, wands are generally used to break through shields or pick off weakened enemies. However, what if we were to rely on our wands to do all the work for us? This means that every attack spell must come from your wand instead of your deck. So with that being said, can you beat Krokotopia with a wand in Wizard101? First, we have to define the rules of this challenge. The rules are very simple. All attacks must be used with your wand. Damage dealing spells from anywhere else are not allowed. Now that we have that out of the way, the very first thing I did was sell the garbage I've collected from cleaning the streets of Wizard City in order to buy a star-shaped wand from the bazaar. Because you can't beat Krokotopia with just nothing. I then headed to Krokotopia, a floating piece of desert island, situated in the middle of nowhere. In tandem of being the ultimate Pokemon master, I had another goal, which was to become the ultimate duelist. The very first task in order to become the ultimate duelist was heading inside the triangle thing and unlocking the Millennium Falcon puzzle. Nope, apparently it was neither, it's the Order of the Fang. Here, Professor Winter tasked me to go into the Royal Hall and collect a rubbing from an obelisk. See, we're getting one step closer to the other two Egyptian gods, Slifer and Ra. In order to go into the Chamber of Fire, we needed to collect a key from any Nirini in the Royal Hall. The Scooby-Doo looking crocs proved to be quite a challenge, with each attack doing little amounts of damage while in return doing hefty amounts to me. The main problem here was that statistically you would not have enough damage and wand attacks in order to get through the crocs. So I threw away this useless wand in favor of another one, the Raven's Storied Razor. In hindsight, this wand is actually quite powerful because it gives 2 Blizzard item cards. However, the main drawback is that you only get 4 wand attacks. With the power of the mighty Blizzard, I was able to send Bati Nirini back into the Ice Age, where he belonged. With the head of the Royal Hall defeated, I acquired a camo. It was pretty nice because I don't have to walk on my bare feet in the dry desert. My next task was helping Assistant Danny in the Chamber of Fire. The Nirini Quartermaster proved to be a very good fighter because he kept spamming weaknesses. Unfortunately, like the Nirini before him, he was crushed under a big rock of ice. In the Palace of Fire, there were Nirinis that wore onions on their head for some reason. Anyway, by this point, I was asked by the dogs to defeat the 4 Nirini brothers. Nebi, Shay, Akora, and some other guy. Did you guys know there's only one storyline boss that isn't the same school as the others in the Pyramid of Fire? Just an oddity that stands out. Regardless, all of them fell by my cold, icy myth hands. To complete the fire portion of Krokotopia, we needed to head deeper into the Palace of Fire, where Kroko Man was waiting. However, his son Prince Manny decided to play hero, until he was sliced up by me into tiny little pieces of sand. It's not like his dad had better things to do. I mean, all he does all day is walk around in a circle. Even with the wand that strikes fear into any Nirini, Kroko Mom proved to be a fearsome foe herself. I had lost the first battle, but not the war. The second coming of winter proved too strong for Kroko Mom. By defeating her, we were able to complete the first portion of Krokotopia. The second part of this world is very unforgiving because it has ice creatures, so I knew I needed to be as geared and buff as possible. And what better way to do this than to get gear from my level 27 Ice Wizard. In the Hall of Champions, a new creature had emerged, the Iced Muscular Boys. Even them and their fantastic physique were no match for the harsh winter. Anyway, we were tasked by Ramai, whatever his name is, to collect a coin for his coin collection. After defeating Casper the Ghost, I was given an amulet with 2 Ice Trap cards. He really was friendly, as they say. I was then told to visit General Kaiba, who asked me to defeat some muscular boys and collect ice shards, spiders for their egg sacs, and gemstones that surprisingly sprout from the ground. Finally, Kaiba told me I had one more thing to do in order to enter the Grand Arena, which was to defeat Algae Socked in the Face. Here, the Nirinis with onions on their heads decided to appear again. With careful planning, and more importantly, converts, I was able to defeat him with relative ease. Also, Onion Boy decided to live on 1 health. Not that it really mattered though, since he was brought down literally to his knees. In the Grand Arena, the Gladiator games took place. This separated the muscular hunks from the muscular boys, the true test of your dueling capabilities. For some reason, I actually had critical. It didn't really matter much cause it didn't kill the muscular boy, so I had to use another wand hit. Along the way of completing the Grand Arena quest, Itinu socked in the face gave me a frosty mummy. After going through several more waves of enemies, it was time to face King Onion the Great. When he was defeated, I became the new Onion King. Back in the entrance hall, Shalik told me about an ancient torture mechanism, known as the Vault of Ice. In the ancient times, old ladies that were labeled insane or crazy were put into these vaults, where they later froze to death, and their spirits still haunt the vault to this day. I was asked by Shalik to go into the vault and collect the Golden Fang. The one nice thing about these crazy old ladies is that they no longer have the ability to scream, because nobody would be able to hear them inside the vault. The very last thing I needed to do to complete the second part of Krokotopia was going inside the Emperor's Retreat. If you ask me, it was more like a tomb than a retreat. But the one nice thing is that all these creatures here carry Tower Shield, which reduces my damage by 50%. Even with shields, I was able to defeat the 2 princesses and head to the Lake of Ice. In order to access the inner sanctum, I needed to unfreeze the door by doing a stupid puzzle, which involved changing the brazier colors from blue to red. After unlocking the door, we needed to defeat the Key Master. When he was defeated, I got a key that led me to a room with more puzzles. The one thing I found out is that if you flee from the Krokotopia battle, you unlock a secret Easter egg from Ghosts and Goblins, known as do the whole dungeon all over again. After going through the waves of ice creatures and tower shields, I had made it to the final battle again with Krokotopia. This time I was ready with converts. Before dying, Krokotopia left me a present, a portrait of an old lady. It came time for the third and final part of Krokotopia, known as the Tomb of Storms. As it turns out, Krokotopia didn't fade out of existence. Instead, he faded into the tomb. He told me in order to reach Krokotopia, I would need to rob the ancient families of their valuables. And that's exactly what I did. Each family in the Tomb of Storms did not want to part away with their valuables, so I had to take it by force. Because remember, this is for the good of the spiral. The second to last thing I needed to do was collect the temple key from Kraken Palace. Did you guys know that throughout this whole journey I was using a myth wizard instead of an ice wizard? Anyway, after collecting the temple key, it was time to head into the Temple of Storms. Here I was asked to take the mental disabilities test and the dueling capabilities test, which were basically defeating 3 bosses. Finally, it was time to confront Krokotopia. She had a whopping 1200 health. With the power of the ancient Egyptian gods, I had dealt a powerful hit to her. The one thing standing between me and victory was a simple wand spell. With Krokotopia defeated, the last thing I needed to do was talk to Major Towboy. And with that, we beat Krokotopia with a wand. That is gonna do it for this video, guys. If you liked the video, click the like button. If you dislike it, click the dislike button. But I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care and peace out.